All right. Happy hump day. Amazing people. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So I know we got a lot of people. Not everybody is in the same profession as we are that are on the coach's corner, but we do have a lot of people that are. And so a lot of people is traveling over the next couple of days, headed to Destin, Florida, for our annual event in Destin for our profession. And so we just want to say prayers go out to you as you travel. We love you. We appreciate you. And safe travels. So the word for today, I want to ask you, who are you including right now in your life, in your profession? Like, who are you extending a hand to going, you know what, I'm going to do what I can today to include this person? Because our word for today is inclusion. And inclusion is absolutely the key to growth. When I was a coach, I was taught by my mentor, son, if you can treat your best player on the team, or I'm sorry, if you can treat the worst player on the team as good as the best player in making him feel like or her feel like they're included, you're going to be successful. And that's a challenge. That's hard to do when you got somebody that's producing for you, that's scoring the touchdowns, that's making it happen, and to step back, but then include the person that's sitting on the sideline, that's not even getting in the game, but you're making them feel as much of a part. I mean, you got to be creative to do that. And so it's easier said than done. So our word for today is inclusion, because maybe it's your significant other. Maybe it's your kids. Maybe it's your grandkids. Maybe it's a coworker. I don't know who it is, but the word inclusion should hit us all in kind of to go and self-reflect and go, am I doing this in my life? So inclusion, the action or state of including or being included within a group or a structure. And here's what I want to tell you. And this was actually Jesse Jackson, and I hope I didn't steal this quote from Andrea. But Jesse Jackson said years ago, inclusion is not a matter of political correctness. It is the key to growth. So if you can make the world around you feel included, they're going to grow, and ultimately you're going to grow. So why is inclusion so important? Well, number one, inclusion is important for a person's self-esteem. Have you ever felt like an outsider? I know I have. I've went into an area where I felt like, or maybe you drifted off and you're coming back and you feel awkward because you're like, I used to be in the clique. I used to be in the mix, and now I'm not. And think about the person that accepts you back in, like church, if you've drifted off, or maybe your work if you've drifted off, or in our profession if you've drifted off. Think about the person that extends a hand and goes, "Oh, you're welcome. Like, come hang out. Let's go to dinner. Like, let's have fun together." That person will never forget that. Nor did I when it happened to me. Research shows that having people you can rely on are key determinants of health and well-being. Like, if you're doing this and you're including and you're showing inclusion, or you're the person that is getting included, it factors back to health and well-being of both parties. Having a strong connection within a community is so powerful. Like the best way to provide inclusion is to get them in your community. Or if you're that person that needs inclusion, like, get into a community, start plugging in. Anthony Moreland's going to talk at the event that we've got going on in Destin, Florida, about plugging in, the power of that. Like, so if you've been out and you want to be back, plug into a community, a power source. And then the last thing I want to share is inclusion is also linked to financial success. Like cohesive teams hero and support their members. I want to share this with you. In our profession, I started growing in our profession years ago, and what I loved is I had some peers from all different companies that decided to come together cohesively and form an investment group. And basically, all that group is people coming in going, hey, I'm having gains here. Or, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, and here's why. And it was a group that come together cohesively from all different backgrounds and all different companies to say, we're going to work together to create investments where our money goes and works for us. And that's just one example, but it's growing. It was a supportive group. It was a group that people gained knowledge and value and ultimately helped each other. So that's my word for inclusive today. And I just want us to go again and reflect and go, how can I be that person on this Wednesday, on hump day, that I can like get involved in more things, or I can help people around me feel like they're included. Okay. So Andrea, I'm going to turn it to you.
Well, great message, Coach. And I think it's so timely. Like whenever I think of inclusion, I really picture going to some of our events for work. And I don't know if you guys have had this, but you kind of like walk in a room and sometimes you're surrounded by people that you know, but you feel like you are absolutely alone. But then there'll be that one person that's like, oh my gosh, come over here with us. And they make you be or feel a part of the whole thing. And I just think that's so timely as we walk into this weekend, and we're going to be surrounded by people that some that we know and some are strangers. But if we're intentional, we can make everybody feel like they're a part of it. So I just love this great word for the day. So how can we be more inclusive? Okay, so that's what I'm going to talk about. First of all, be welcoming. And this just makes me picture this group. Have you ever walked in and you can kind of see the people on the fringe, right? They're kind of in the corner, they're in the outside, they're not bringing themselves in, but we can absolutely bring them in. So if we pay attention, we can look for those people and we can welcome them in, go grab them. Hi, my name's Andrea, nice to meet you. Come on over, we're friendly folk, right? Like just be looking to see who you can bring into the circle. And then 2, share the real you. So no one can relate to us. No one can feel accepted if all we're seeing is like that pretend facade, right? Where if I'm acting like I'm perfect, as you all know that I am, if I'm acting like I'm perfect, well, no one can feel comfortable with me or that they can be included with me. So if I'm real and share the struggles when I can't get the kids out the door, or maybe that I feel a little awkward in a group or whatever it may be, well, then they can put themselves in my shoes and say, oh, I belong here too. They're not perfect. I'm not perfect. We can be here together. 3, listen. How many days this week am I going to talk about listening? But the more we actively listen to people, the more included they're going to feel. And with that, number 4 is ask people questions. So how you doing today? You know, what do you do for a living? What brought you here? How are you liking the weather? Are you hating the sand or you love the sand? I don't know, right? So just think of questions that you can ask people so that they can start talking about themselves, get to know each other, and feel a part of the group. And with those questions, use that to see if you can find some common ground. I think in our world, maybe today, we're so busy, maybe we're not, but it's kind of promoted if you turn on a television that we are so different. And there's a lot of different aspects where we're pointing out, or we see all the differences pointed out between people, right? But really there is so much common ground. So figure out where you have things in common. Oh, you've got kids, I've got kids. Your favorite color is purple. Well, my favorite color is purple. I don't care what it is, but figure out where that common ground overlaps. And then lastly, if we can find common goals, then we can create an incredibly cohesive and inclusive community. So when we, especially when we work on things together, that's kind of why tomorrow is going to be really fun. So if you guys join us, that we're going to go over, I don't know what the word is yet, because we might have to do a little audible for that, and we'll figure it out. But when we work on something, we have a task that we can complete together. It really makes us feel more connected as a team. So that's what I've got for you this morning. So excited to be in Florida this weekend with everybody that's going to be here. And if you're not, well, we miss you already.
Andrea, thank you for that. That was really, really good and timely too. So guys, have an amazing Wednesday. Again, safe travels to you if you're on the road or if you're in the air. And I can't wait to see you guys. We love you and we appreciate this community. We really do. Have a great day.
Thank you. Great.
Many blessings.
Great.
Thank y'all.
Great.
Thank
You guys, love you guys.
Bye.